Hey, Deb, did you know that over 4 billion people travel by air every single year? That's a lot of people.
Wow, Mark, that's an incredible number. And for all those billions, knowing how to communicate effectively at the airport can seriously make or break their whole travel experience, right? It really does.
Absolutely, Deb. It's so true. And speaking of making or breaking a trip, welcome back, everyone, to English Podcast Time.
Yes, welcome. This is episode 13. And, today we've got something super useful planned for you all. We're going to dive into some essential travel phrases and vocabulary, to really help you navigate the airport like a total pro.
Yeah, a total pro, or at least, not feeling completely lost. Because let's be honest, Deb, traveling, especially internationally, can already be super stressful, right?
Oh, absolutely, Mark. Just thinking about all the logistics, the planning, the packing, it's a lot. And then you add in the airport environment, which is already like a maze of signs and people.
And then imagine you're in a country where English isn't the primary language, or maybe even if it is, but you're just not quite comfortable with the specific airport lingo. That's where things can really get tricky,
Yeah, exactly. It's not just about knowing single words. It's about knowing how to string them together, to get your point across effectively.
Absolutely. So let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start, check-in. This is usually your first point of contact, right? You walk up to the counter, and what are some things you might say?
Okay, so you definitely need to know, where is the check-in counter for British Airways? Or if you're already there, hi, I need to check in for my flight to London. Simple, direct.
And then the all-important bag question, do I need to check this bag, or what's the baggage allowance for this flight? Because nobody wants to be surprised with an overweight bag fee. Believe me, I've been there.
Oh, tell me about it. And if you're like me, always trying to snag the best seat, you might ask, can I get a window seat, please? Or is an aisle seat available? Little things that make a big difference,
For sure. So once you're past check-in, you hit the next big hurdle. Security. This can be intimidating, even for experienced travelers. What are the key phrases here, Deb?
Oh, security, my favorite. First off, understanding instructions is key. You might hear, please remove all electronics from your bag, or take off your shoes and belt. So listening for those key words is vital.
And if you're not sure, you can always ask, do I need to take off my shoes? Or where do I put my liquids? Better to ask than to, cause a holdup.
Precisely. And if you've got a tricky item, is this allowed in my carry-on, is a good one to have ready. Or, can I have a tray, please, if you're struggling with all your stuff? It just makes the process smoother, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, next up, a crucial one, boarding. This is where things can get chaotic, especially with last-minute changes. What should listeners be prepared for here?
Right. So airport announcements are key. You'll often hear, this is the final call for flight BA245 to London. That means hurry up. Or the dreaded gate change to gate B22.
The gate change announcement, always a heart stopper. And then understanding the boarding process itself, like boarding will commence shortly, or passengers with infants and those requiring special assistance may now board.
Yeah, or the more common, Group A may now board. And if you're lost or just curious, you can always ask, has boarding started for flight BA245? Simple, direct.
Absolutely. And finally, probably the most important category, asking for assistance. Because let's face it, things go wrong or you just get lost. You need to be able to ask for help.
100%, Mark. The simplest yet most powerful phrase, excuse me, could you help me? Always a good starting point.
And then be specific. I'm looking for gate B22, or where's the nearest restroom? Where's the ATM? Where's the food court? Knowing those basic nouns is super helpful here.
Exactly. And for those bigger issues, like if your flight gets messed up, my flight is delayed. What should I do? Or my flight is canceled, or even I missed my connecting flight. These are really important to know how to say clearly.
And where can you go for help? Where can I find an information desk? is a lifesaver because those desks are specifically there to, assist you.
They really are, and being able to articulate your problem, even if it's just a few key words, makes a world of difference for the person trying to help you. It turns a potentially chaotic situation into, well, something manageable.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of manageable situations, Deb, let's pivot to something even more critical. We've covered asking for general assistance, but what about those really unexpected, sort of like emergency-like situations? Because unfortunately, travel isn't always smooth sailing.
Oh, absolutely, Mark. This is where mastering those critical phrases really pays off. When something genuinely goes wrong, you need to be able to communicate effectively and, well, calmly.
Exactly. Like, let's say your flight isn't just delayed, but it's significantly delayed or even canceled, and you're stranded. Beyond just stating my flight is delayed, what else should people be prepared to ask?
Good point. You'd want to follow up with, what are my options? Or will the airline provide accommodation? That's a big one, especially if you're stuck overnight. Or even, when is the next available flight to my destination? You need that clarity.
And if it's a cancellation, will I be rebooked on another flight is crucial. And if you're really in a bind, asking, can I get a refund for my ticket might be an option you need to explore. Sometimes you just have to cut your losses and make other arrangements.
Yeah, and sometimes, things can feel really overwhelming. So simply saying, I'm feeling a bit lost or confused, or could you explain that again, please, can give you a moment to process. It's okay to admit you need more clarification.
That's very true. Clarity over pride, right? What about something like lost items? It's not an emergency, but it can definitely cause a lot of panic.
Oh, tell me about it. Losing something at the airport, it's the worst feeling. So you'd go to the lost and found or to your airline's desk and say, I think I left my phone, passport, bag on the plane or at security. Be specific about what you lost and where.
And then, can you help me find it? Or is there a lost and found office here? And if it's your luggage, of course, my luggage hasn't arrived, or my bag is missing. Those phrases are, unfortunately, common for travelers.
Yeah, and then you'd need to describe it, right? It's a black suitcase, medium size with a red tag, or it's a blue backpack. Describing it clearly helps them track it down.
Definitely. Now, what about more serious, unexpected situations, like a medical emergency, or someone just feeling unwell?
That's a really important one. If you're feeling unwell, you can say, I'm not feeling well, or I need a doctor. If someone else needs help, he or she needs medical assistance, or is there a first aid station nearby? Knowing how to ask for medical help is absolutely vital.
And if you need to explain what's wrong, even simply saying, I have a headache, or my stomach hurts, or I feel dizzy can get the message across. You don't need a full medical vocabulary, just the basics.
Exactly. Keep it simple and direct. And for any truly unexpected event like a sudden announcement about an evacuation or a security alert, you might not understand everything immediately. In those situations, what's happening, or where should I go, or is it safe, are important questions to ask if you can find someone to ask.
Absolutely. And if you're asked to do something by airport staff, even if you don't fully understand why, listening for keywords like evacuate, exit, follow me, or stay calm is essential, because their instructions are paramount in those scenarios.
Yes, staying calm and showing you're listening, even if you're a bit panicked, makes a huge difference. And a simple thank you for your help once the situation is resolved goes a long way. People appreciate being appreciated, especially when they're helping you in a stressful situation.
It absolutely does. So to recap, the key to these critical situations is not just knowing the phrases, but also maintaining composure and being as clear and direct as possible. Even if you only manage a few words, make them count. It ensures a smoother journey even when things go off script.
So, Mark, I think we've covered a pretty good range of scenarios today, from just checking in to those really critical, unexpected moments.
We really have, Deb. It's been quite the journey through airport lingo, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. And I think the main takeaway here for our listeners, for everyone, is that by taking the time to learn and practice these practical travel phrases, it just makes such a huge difference.
Absolutely. It's not just about, being able to ask a question, but it's about feeling more confident, more in control, and ultimately more relaxed throughout your entire airport experience.
Exactly. It empowers you to navigate those potentially stressful environments with so much more ease and efficiency, no matter where your future journeys take you. It really does open up the world.
Couldn't agree more. Mastering these phrases really is like having a secret weapon for smoother travels.
And speaking of opening up the world, we'd love to hear from you all, our amazing listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. If you found this episode helpful, or even if you just have a go-to travel phrase that's saved you in a pinch, leave us a comment below.
Tell us your favorite or most useful travel phrase. We love hearing your stories and insights. It really helps us build this community here at English Podcast Time.